Hey everybody, my name is Capt Jim Klopfer and I've been a fishing guide in Sarasota, Florida since 1991. I get many requests from both clients and anglers to go and discuss the fishing tackle that I use on my charters, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. If you stick around to the end, I have a little extra treat for you. The most important piece of equipment on a fishing charter is the rod and reel. For the majority of my charters, I use a Penn Fierce 3000 reel and a 6 1/2 foot convergence rod. Many anglers go to a 7-foot rod, and that's fine. I use a 6 1/2 foot rod for a couple reasons. One, I get a lot of kids and women and novice anglers, and the shorter rod's just a little bit easier for them to manipulate. Second, in my boat, that extra 6 inches makes a difference when it comes to rod storage. These rods also come in either 1-piece or 2-piece rods. This is a 2-piece rod, which allows for easier storage. Many anglers, myself included, prefer 1-piece rods as far as strength because you don't have to worry about them breaking at the ferrule. This is around a $125 combo. It's a great, really serviceable, affordable outfit for the money. I've caught many large fish such as Jack Crevalle, false albacore, big snook, and on with this rig. Yet it's still light enough to enjoy the fight of a small speckled trout or whatever else. It's also light enough, that you can cast a lightweight jig head or a light live shrimp and still get decent distance out of it. I usually spool this up with 10-pound monofilament line. The other outfit that I use is very similar. It's a Penn Conflict on a St. Croix 6 1/2 foot rod. This is a little bit more expensive, comes in at about $275. What you're really getting for the extra money is lightweight. This really shows up when you throw in heavy lures for snook all day long. Those extra few ounces really do make a difference. So if you have a few extra bucks and you want to spend it, you can upgrade to this outfit. It's terrific for the money, but the other one's just fine for most anglers. In the description for this video, I'll provide a link to the products page on my Fishing Lido Key website. On that page you can purchase all the gear that I'm talking about today in one location for your convenience. Full disclosure, I do make a very small commission on each purchase. I use 2 different kinds of line on my fishing charters. On the Fierce combos, I put 10-pound monofilament line. This is easier for most inexperienced anglers to manage. On my Conflict outfits, I use 20-pound braid. This gives anglers an advantage when fishing around docks and other structure and helps them handle a larger fish. Braid is a little bit tougher for some inexperienced anglers to handle as far as line management and loops and slack line. We use shock leaders in saltwater fishing. Most saltwater fish have either sharp teeth or gill plates, which will cut through 10-pound line fairly quickly. Therefore, we use a 24-inch or so piece of shock leader. Most anglers now use fluorocarbon leader. It's a bit more expensive, but worth the cost. For most inshore saltwater fishing, 30-pound test is a good all-round size. You can drop it down to 20 or 25 if the water is super clear, or even bump it up to 40 or 50 if toothy critters such as Spanish mackerel or bluefish are around. When it comes to hooks, I keep it pretty simple. This size 1/0 plain shank live bait hook by Eagle Claw covers 95% of my fishing applications. It's a great bottom fishing hook and works well with live shrimp and live bait fish also. I will go to a long shank hook occasionally if I'm getting cut off by mackerel and bluefish. The #1 artificial lure that I use on the vast majority of my fishing charters is the lead head jig and grub combo. A 1/4 ounce lead head jig is used with some type of grub body. This is a very versatile lure and reasonably inexpensive, and it catches just about everything that swims. It's effective all along the entire east coast of the United States. Anglers can vary the size of the hook, weight, and grub body to match the locally available forage. There are a million different styles of grub bodies that anglers can use on the jig head. I use 2 different ones on my Inshore Saltwater Fishing Charters. I use the Bass Assassin 4-inch sea shad in either new penny, glow, red gold shiner. But again, anglers can vary the color to match their local conditions. This is an excellent all-around lure that catches just about everything. The other lure that I'll use on the jig head is a 3-inch Gulp Shrimp. I'll especially go to the Gulp Shrimp when the bite's a little tough. Gulp baits are heavily scented and are very effective. However, they do cost a little bit more money. The other lure that I use extensively on my inshore saltwater fishing charters is the number 8 Rapala X-Rap Extreme Action Slash Bait. This is a fantastic little lure that closely imitates most of the available bait fish that we have here in Florida, such as pilchards and finger mullet and the like. It's about 3.5 inches long, dives down a couple feet. It's very effective when both cast and trawled. If the bait's a little bit larger, you can bump up in size to the number 10. You can see it there up against the number 8. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, dives down a little bit deeper. It's an excellent lure when there's larger bait out on the beach, such as threadfin herring. White, or ghost as they call it, and green, or olive, are the two primary colors that I use here. Again, as in all fishing, anglers should match the size of the lure and the color of the lure to the available forage. Well, that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. That's the same tackle and lures that I use on my fishing charters to catch fish for my clients. As an added bonus, in the description below, I'm going to provide a link to a 22,000 word post that used to be an ebook on inshore saltwater fishing. It covers all the lures, knots, rigs, techniques, and even fish species from Louisiana up to Maine. So to have a ton of information to help you guys get started and catch more fish. Thanks for watching, and see you out on the water.